2 days before Christmas, my wife told me her son would be spending the holiday with his real father. That's when I learned how quickly 12 years can be erased.
2 days before Christmas, she told me her son would be spending the holidays with his real father. She said it casually, like she was talking about the weather, not like she was erasing 12 years of my life. I didn't respond right away. I was just trying to understand how a single word, real, could suddenly turn me into a complete stranger in my own home. I raised that boy. I showed him how to shave, how to tie a tie, how to shake a man's hand and look him straight in the eye. I was there for every parent-teacher meeting, every scraped knee. And yet, in one careless sentence, all of that was just gone. I was reduced to nothing. When I finally found my voice and asked her why she did unthink to talk to me first, she just rolled her eyes. But then she dropped the other shoe. She told me she had already accepted a job transfer for me overseas, a transfer I knew nothing about. And if I didn't like it, she said with a little smile, I could divorce her. She looked so smug, so confident, like she had already won, and I was just a pawn in her game. All the noise, the hurt, the confusion, it all just stopped. I didn't argue, I didn't beg or plead. I just gave a simple, small nod and walked into my study, closing the door behind me. While I could hear her upstairs, happily packing for their trip, I sat down at my desk. I opened a folder of files I had hoped I would never have to use. You see, years earlier, when I first felt her respect for me starting to fade, I had taken steps to protect myself. It wasn't something I wanted to do, but it was the only way I knew how. I did it legally, carefully, silently. I was preparing for a storm I hoped would never come. I didn't watch them go. I just listened to the sound of the car fading down the street. By the time she finally realized what I had done, it was far too late for her to do anything about it. The house she thought was hers, it was no longer in her name. The joint accounts she used so freely, they were no longer accessible to her. The entire life she had assumed was guaranteed, the one she took for granted, had shifted completely from under her feet. Of course, the phone call came. She was screaming, then crying, demanding explanations for what happened. I didn't give her any. There was nothing left to explain. She came back a few weeks later. She was thinner, shaken. The confident smile was gone. She sat across from me and asked, her voice quiet, how things had gone so wrong. I looked at her and told her the truth. Things don't just go wrong suddenly. They decay slowly, piece by piece, when one person believes the other will always stay, no matter how little they are valued or respected. Her son called me too. His voice cracked when he spoke. He tried to explain, said he didn't mean it that way, that real father was just a slip of the tongue. I told him that intentions don't erase choices, and that all choices, big and small, come with consequences. I wished him well, and then I ended the call. The divorce was quick and clean. There was nothing to fight over once the truth of our financial and legal situation was laid bare on the table. She left with exactly what she had brought into the marriage all those years ago, and not a penny more. There was no drama, no shouting matches, no need for revenge. It was just reality. Months later, I was sitting in an auditorium. My daughter, my biological daughter, stood on a stage, accepting an academic award. In her speech, she thanked me. As she spoke, I saw my ex-wife in the audience, a few rows back. She was staring at the floor, unable to look up. That chapter was finally over. So I moved forward. I packed up and moved to a new city, started a new life. My evenings are relaxing, without the constant feeling of walking on eggshells. That deep, bone-weary exhaustion I once thought was a normal part of life has been replaced by a simple sense of calm. Sometimes I think about the man I used to be. The one who truly believed that love meant enduring anything, no matter the cost to myself. I know better now. It's just a slow and painful erosion of the soul. Walking away wasn't weakness. It wasn't giving up. It was the hardest and the strongest thing I ever did for myself. Thank you for listening. Please consider subscribing for more stories.